What is going on, my fellow YouTubers? Jay here from Maji and Jay. Today we got here the unboxing video and the review of this very cool product that I purchased from Amazon.com, and it is called the Vantrue on-dash and 2 camera. This camera is designed to go inside of your vehicle on your windshield, and it does a lot of great things. And at first you might think that it is a little bit overpriced like I did, but after receiving it and playing with it for a few days, I have to say that this thing has a lot of value. And right now the price is $189, and of course you get the Prime service. So it got to my house only in 2 days, and this is a Chinese product. And when you look at the box also, you can notice that it doesn't have anything very interesting on here, even though the product does look quite nice. But now the branding and all the printing around the box makes it feel like you're buying something cheap. But trust me guys, this is a very nice cam, and we're going to be talking about it in just a moment. So in the front of the box, we got the picture. We know that already. We had the branding of the product, and pretty much everywhere we're going to have the branding of this product together with the barcode for inventory purposes. This is only for Amazon use. On the back side of the box, we can see that this thing comes actually with 2 cameras. One of them is on the front. This is a 12 megapixel sensor camera, and on the back we have a 5 megapixel sensor camera. And I think I already mentioned this, but the front one records at 1080p 30 frames per second, and the back one records at 720p 30 frames per second, and they both record at the same time, which is really cool. So before I jump into the full details of everything that this camera does, let me go ahead and open it so that way we can see what comes inside of the box as always. So we got that little cover. The first thing we're going to find here is a little thank you card. So inside we're going to find basically a little sketch of the camera itself, and we're going to see here some numbers labeled, and that's because it's showing you all the buttons, what they do and whatnot. So this is really nice to have them. Thank you very much. Next we have here the entire manual. Okay, this is a little bit more detailed in case you guys want to learn how to use it. They come in 2 different languages. It's in English and also Chinese. We have a warranty card. Now this is supported in the United States, as we are getting this from the Prime services, so that's really cool as well. Then inside here, even though it's a little bit crooked because I already took it out of the box, we have the cam itself. And you may think it's big, but no, it's actually quite small, to be honest. And here it is. It's very well built, and it comes with a 250 milliamp battery inside. On the top here we can see, or actually this will be the bottom if you're looking at it from the front, we have the power key, we have a skipper, we also have a mode key, and then on the left hand side here we have the charging port, we have the AV out. Now if you remove this little flap on the side, which is kind of hard at the beginning, especially since it's new, we have the HDMI port and also the SD card slot. On the other side is plain. On here we have the little mounting connection, and also supports the charging at the same time, so you don't have to charge it directly from here. You can do it directly from the mount, so that way it doesn't get on the way of the camera. Of course, we do have here I think this is a 1.5 inch display. It has a resolution of 280 by 280, so nothing really exciting here. We have the OK key. This is so that we can select some options and also start recording. Now this button here with the P logo on it is actually really cool. This thing has park and record, so basically if somebody gets too close to your vehicle, it's about 35 feet or so, this thing will start recording by itself, which is a nice feature to have. And also it comes with a G sensor inside, so if you get into a crash, it'll record of course the entire thing, and it'll save that recording. It doesn't delete it for you automatically. Now as I said before, this thing comes with loop recording, so that's why I mentioned the G sensor on the inside, because it does delete some of the videos after days. If you don't delete them yourself, it'll do it for you, but again, you don't want something to be deleted that could be very important for you. So with this being said, let me go ahead and set it aside for now and see what else comes inside of the box here. We do have a little divider. After that divider, we have the little suction cup, I like to call it, for your windshield, and it's actually very accurate. It works flawlessly, so basically you would just put it on your windshield likewise, and then move this towards the right side, and it'll stay on in place. Now as you guys can tell here, the mounting bracket does have 4 pins. This is only for charging purposes. As you guys can see, it does support the USB on the back here, and this is so that the wire is not hanging all over the place and it might get on the way of the recording and stuff, so they decided to use this design, and it works as intended. Our next item inside of the box is going to be the car charger, and you guys will notice that it's nothing really special. It's a 5-volt 2 amp charger. Now the cool part is that if you flip it to the side, you have a little USB port on there in case you want to charge your smartphone. You can do so at the same time. Now something I didn't like about this cam is that it still uses the old connection or the standard connection, and as we know, the micro kind is a little bit more popular and easier to find. So that's something that I wanted to point out, but other than that, it works perfectly well. Then inside of the box here we have another USB. Now this is so that you can connect it to your car, either if you have a car light already or one of those chargers with the USB port, you can just use this one if you don't want to use the one provided by them. So inside of the box we have nothing else. So now let's go ahead and power this thing on and see what it's all about in the operating system. Here we go. Alrighty guys, so getting back here to the product, on the bottom side I did forget to mention that we do have the microphone on there, so let me go ahead and remove this protector for the screen. Okay, so let's go ahead and power this thing on here from the bottom side, and as I mentioned earlier, it does have an integrated battery of 250 milliamps. Now the whole purpose of the battery inside is in case you have it on the parking mode and you want it to record and you don't have power at that time because your vehicle is completely turned off, then that's why you have a battery on here. Keep in mind that it's not going to last that long. It's going to be about an hour or so. So if something was to happen and it lasts more than an hour for some reason, then you know that this thing may not survive the whole entire time. So here we have the basic UI of the camera. Right now it's at 1080p at 30 frames per second, and we do have there some information of all the settings that I have on here. It's currently on HDR mode, and that's the only recording samples that I took. I didn't change the settings for that specific feature. On the bottom here we can see the battery meter. We can see that the microphone is currently turned on, and also the SD card logo on there. Unfortunately I don't have an SD card on there, but it does support it up to 64 gigabytes. In this case I'll be using this 32 gigabyte SD card. And then to go into the settings, you're going to click here where it says M, that means modes, and then here you're going to see all the settings. So to go to the side, you would just click this little skip button, is the one on the right hand side, and then that'll take you to the next one, the next one, and the next one, and then finally back to record setup. So to select it, you click OK, and then here you're going to find some of the modes available. We have recording mode, and right now we have it on front camera recording, but we can also set it up to dual recording. So let me go ahead and select it here briefly so that you guys can see how it looks like. And to go back, you would just select here the same M button. So it'll go back one more, and there we have the dual camera. You can see that one of them says 1080p and the other one says 720p. That's because the back one is currently recording. Now when you see the recordings, it's going to be two separate videos. It's not going to be on top of the other, as you guys see here. So it's going to be very, very different. So going back here to the settings, let's go here to resolution. Oops, sometimes I do get confused. So recording mode, and we already saw that. Let's go to resolution. Let's click OK, and we can change it to 720p 30 frames per second, as you guys can tell, and that's pretty much all we can do right now. Our next option here is going to be loop recording, and we can change it to 1 minute, 3 minutes, 5 minutes, and also 10 minutes. In this case I had it off because I was recording longer videos to show you guys later on the samples. So yes, I had it off, but I would just recommend, if you guys drive a lot, to have it at 10 minutes, and if you don't drive that much, have it at 3 or 5 minutes. Okay, so let's go back here. We have parking monitor. I believe the only option is to turn it off, and actually we do have there the motion detection, or you can also choose time lapse. So time lapse is going to be like little pictures put on together to make a video, and motion detection is going to record the whole entire thing. The next option we have here is the G sensor sensitiveness. You can change it as well, and this is the one that will save your recording in case you get into a crash or something happen and the camera moves violently. So you can change it to either low, medium, or high. In my case, I have it at medium. The next option here is going to be HDR, and I believe I have it currently on. You can turn it off, which I'm going to do right now in case I decide to do another recording. The one that you guys are seeing has the HDR on, so let me go ahead and turn it off. There we go. The next one we have here is the mic to turn it on and off, and also the timestamp. And then after the stamp recording setting here, we're going to go back to the first one. So that's all we have here for the recording setup. Let's go here into the next option. So it's going to be system setup, and this is where you're going to basically change the language. And by the way, if you guys want to know all the languages supported, it's going to be just a few. We have about 6 of them. Okay. The next one we have here is the auto LCD off, and this is self-explanatory. It will just turn off your LCD after a certain time, so you can set it up to 1 minute, 3 minutes, or 5 minutes. A lot of people may like the fact that you have the off option, because if you're parking your car, you don't want this thing coming on and causing a lot of distraction, or people may notice that you have a cam on there, might break into your car just to rip it off. So keeping it off when you park is definitely a great idea. So going back here, let's go and check the next setup, which is the GPS. Now this is intended in case you guys have an accident or something happens, you may want to record the location of where it happened, and that's also activated with the G sensor. And to calibrate it, it's actually really easy, even though I won't show it up on this video because it's really easy to do. Basically, you just select OK on here, you click on GPS setup, and the whole screen will prompt you on how to do it. You can also calibrate it, you can also change the speed unit and such. So again, very self-explanatory. So going back here to the next setting, which I think we don't have anymore. Actually, yes, we do have the files in case you guys want to go back and look at your pictures and videos. You can do so directly from the cam, as I mentioned earlier. So all in all, I have to say that this camera can be very useful for a lot of people out there, and not just for yourself, but let's say you're recording and you witness a murder, you witness an accident, something happened, you may save other people's lives as well. So I think that it has multi-purpose, and this can also be used for fun purposes. Let's say you like drag racing or something, you can use it for that purpose as well. So it is a very useful multi-purpose camera for $189. I think the price is justified. So with this being said, let's go ahead and run to the car, test this baby out on the daylight time and the night time, and then let me know what you guys think about it. Here we go. So here we are coming back after that recording, and as you guys witnessed, the quality is really not that bad. Now keep in mind that this is not a camera intended for professional recording. If you want something like that, then you have to go with the GoPro Hero 5, the GoPro Hero 4. But if you want something, you know, to just protect yourself and that it will record by itself and also the videos by itself without worrying about, you know, filling out the SD card, then this is definitely the way to go. Keep in mind that this is also designed to go on your car already. And by the way, to install the bracket is really easy. It's just a clip-on bracket here, as you guys can tell. And also the back camera is adjustable, so you can change it to any position that you want to. So that's definitely a plus for this product. So all in all, I had to give it a 10 out of a 10. It's because the price is definitely justifiable, $189. And you have a device that could save your life at any particular moment. So with this being said, if you guys have any questions, you know exactly what to do. Just leave your comments below. Don't forget to like this video if you found it helpful. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys on my next one.